My name is Dippel, and we're here in one of our cattle feeding barns. We have a number of family members involved here. I work with both my brothers, and we have some hired help that works with us as well. A cousin that works with us full time. On this farm, we feed about 2,750 cattle at any one time. Part of the reason we built this barn was because we felt that this would give us a space that we could put the animals where they would be comfortable, and that they would perform well, and they would have good access to feed and water, and also that our air quality would be suitable. So when this barn was built, our idea was to create a space that was going to reduce the amount of labor needed to care for the animals and allow us to maintain an environment that would give the animals comfort and also air quality and a bright space for them to be, with good access to feed and water. So when purchasing livestock or stocker cattle, generally our buyers will look for cattle that have good condition, good stretch, and opportunity for growth. But we prefer to actually have animals that have been well vaccinated and have good record of vaccination. But we've purchased cattle that haven't necessarily had that. But when they arrive, that's when we will do our vaccinations and treatments and make sure that we have the animals in a good environment, whether it's a space that's away from the larger group. I think our preferred way to start animals is in smaller groups, so that we're not mixing larger amounts of cattle together. So for instance, this group of crossbred cattle, they've come here, they haven't traveled far to get here. They've been on a very similar ration as what we're feeding. So our risk factors in starting this group of cattle is limited, very limited, compared to, say, this group of cattle over here, which is a group of Western cattle that have come from a different climate. They've had a longer ride, so they've been on a truck longer, and also our ration is going to be different than what they've been fed with in the West. So we want to pay close attention to animal health, to the air quality, and to the space that we keep these cattle. And whether that's in smaller groups, I feel that might be quite a large benefit. So I think as we consider bringing animals in that have a higher potential risk on arrival, I think I really like to keep those animals in smaller facilities. So maybe we would use an older barn where the animals, we can put one load of cattle and just allow them to start to eat, develop some appetite, and get established in their eating pattern. And then from there, maybe in a month's time, we can introduce them into larger settings. But I feel that it's a benefit for us to keep those animals in smaller groups if possible, if they are a high risk group. So when we receive new animals on the farm, of course our rations are designed to help them to develop good feed intakes. We will use hay, not necessarily hay that's just added free choice, but it would generally be hay that would be blended into the TMR ration. And also we would consider monitoring our protein levels, make sure that we're getting enough protein into the animals, and also trying to keep the rations as dry as possible. But we do still work with a silage-based, we tend to work with a silage-based ration. I think we need to look closely at the things that are really stressing the animals when we first get them, or even from the time that they move from the location that they're being shipped from, whether it's the trucking, whether it's the condition of the trucks, whether it's the amount of cattle on the trucks. There's different things that we need to be considering, and how we can best transport those cattle and have them come and have the best opportunity when they get here. Because sometimes animals do have a challenge right off the hop, but we want to do the best we can when they arrive to limit the stress that's on the cattle. So there'll be different stressors that we'll want to monitor. For sure, one of the stressors that I feel is of utmost importance would be the feed that they're eating. We want to establish good feed intakes right from the start. So we really do have to have a ration in front of them that they're happy to eat and willing to have some good intakes. So we receive cattle generally weighing 600 to 650 pounds. Sometimes they'll be lighter, 550, but when they arrive, we want to vaccinate and we want to give them our treatments as soon as possible. So deworming, delice, and then also we will use an implant. There'll be a longer term implant, CompuDose, something that the cattle are going to be on for a while so that they don't need to come back to the chute. So we won't get them back here until we want to give them our terminal implant or final implant. In starting new animals, we work closely with our veterinarian as far as protocol for managing disease and sickness. We have noticed though that we can start new animals with lower levels or reduced levels of antibiotic, and certainly without doing mass medication. So a new product that we've begun to work with is LactoPro. We've introduced it in a group of animals here and had very good results with it, and something that we definitely want to try to work with more. But that's a product that's going to be effective in creating biological activity in their gut and hopefully get them to the trough more.